Hello everybody, this is AG here and welcome to the Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. The Turkey Hill Truck Series season number 8 continues on. Tomorrow it's race number 3 of the season in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, the Lilly Trucking 200 here from the newly reconfigured Atlanta Motor Speedway. But do not worry, the race that you will see tomorrow will not be like it is in real life. We will not have ourselves a super speedway race. This race will actually play out very much like a traditional intermediate track. So with that in mind, excited to see who gets it all done here at Atlanta in the 3rd race of the season. Joined alongside Josh Williamson for this weekend here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is essentially a new track for most of these guys. We did have a Wawa Pro Series race here back in March, but other than that, kind of a new ball game for a lot of these drivers. How do you think these guys will fare in tomorrow's event?
Well, you know, the shape of the track, if you just look from above, it's still the same quad oval 1.5 configuration, although this track's 1.54 miles. But it's 28-degree bankings, and the turns are narrower, and you can see they're actually cutting the quad oval a little bit because it's a little wider down through there. The grass has kind of been pushed back a little bit. But you see they are carrying a tremendous amount of speed through these corners here. But as you said, do not expect this to be a pack race. This is the handling is definitely going to come into play here, the way we've kind of been taking a look and testing everything out here. That's kind of the way it ended up playing out, I think, in the Wawa Pro race as well. So be interested to see what happens here. I think we're in store for what should be a pretty interesting race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Absolutely. Excited to see how it all goes down. Allison Rain currently the fastest driver. She did get that draft off of Sebastian Colon, though, and I say it's not going to be like a super speedway, but the draft will still come into effect. I think as the run goes on tomorrow, assuming hopefully we have a long green flag run, these guys will definitely spread out on the racetrack, but kind of a lot like how it used to be on the old Atlanta, so maybe not that much is different. And Josh Williamson goes to the top of the board in the 56, hitting that draft there. I know he's in the booth with me.
That's me.
We'll say Josh Tipton's in the booth with us. Of course, you know, we all know it's just a computer game, so, you know, that's why I really don't care anymore, but, you know, we're all having fun. That's what counts. Got a new guy up front, and it's our last winner here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. That was Ryan Kinghart in the number 98, who grabbed that race victory at Darlington last week. Very strong performance out of Kinghart, but he got a little bit of help there with that caution coming out right in the cycle. But we'll have to see what Kinghart can do if he can get 2 wins in a row early on in the season here in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. And the driver who leads in the points is this guy, Noah Clifton. He's got a 4-point lead on Ethan Lewis. And then Nathan Stapleton 9 points behind with Eric Drew, Tanner Parton back in there as well. So still early on in the season, but Noah Clifton has done an excellent job so far in the first 2 races of the season.
And if he keeps doing exactly what he's doing, don't be surprised if he's the one that maybe ends up carrying that championship trophy at the end of the season. Of course, long way to go in the season, so we'll just have to see how it goes for him. Everyone's ratings are different, although maybe I could be mistaken, but I feel like a lot of people, given the way the types of tracks are divvied up, might have had a similar idea, so we'll just have to see what happens here. But Clifton running in just put down the 6th fastest time of the session so far, as we're just about 6 minutes remaining here in qualifying. We take a look on the back straightaway. There's the 75 of Sebastian Colon, fastest one so far with a 28.245.
Yeah, and he's got that draft of Allison Rain, Ethan Lewis there. Of course, Ethan Lewis would love to start up front in this race. Have a good shot at surpassing Noah Clifton in the championship. But, you know, with it being a strict points championship, you want to get points in every race you can get. And you got 18 races to do it, and 16 left to go this season. So a lot can happen between now and the finale at Homestead on Christmas Day. And, yes, Christmas is just around the corner. I mean, maybe not, but, you know, it's closer than you think. Let's just put it that way. Good run there for Sebastian Colon, number 75. And then you got the 98 Ryan Kinghart. Allison Rain is 3rd. Ethan Lewis, Chris Tejada, Noah Clifton, Evan Carlson. And then you got the 91 machine of Igor Barreto. 32 of Memphis Fisher, who won the pole last week. And then Laura Chung has been doing an excellent job this season so far in that number 61 machine, even though the results may not particularly show it in the championship. She did have he had a good run going at Darlington, then ended up having an issue and ended up falling in the tail end of the lead lap after that cycle. Of course, Darlington, you get a lot of those Darlington stripes, and that's what happened to a couple of those guys who were on the tail end of the lead lap at the end of that race there. We'll have a cycle of pit stops in tomorrow's event, about a 21-lap fuel run for these guys, 33 laps tomorrow, so it's going to be a pretty quick race here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway, but definitely excited to see how that all shakes out the field. And it looks like these top 10 guys have pretty much solidified their positions here in qualifying. A great run for Sebastian Colon here, looking to win the pole for this Lilly Trucking 200.
Shout out to Allison Rain, though, in the 20 there. She's kind of held on. She started off at the top of the chart, has stayed up in there in the top 5, and is sitting in the 3rd position now. Might not be a bad place to start the Lilly Trucking 200 tomorrow. In the 15, Chris Tejada started on that inside line. A lot of times the inside lane tends to be the line to be in on a track like Atlanta Motor Speedway, but we'll have to see how it goes. Well, obviously there's a lot of rubber laid down on the bottom side here in qualifying. Everyone's going for the fastest time, but it's going to be interesting to see how the race plays out. For one thing, we're going to have a double file start, and so a lot of trucks are going to be running side by side in the early going, so a lot of rubber is going to be laid up in the higher grooves. We'll have to see if maybe somebody could actually mess around and take advantage of that tomorrow.
We will have to see how that all plays out. You know, a bit of an unknown for these guys too. Of course, with the ratings in play, and with this essentially being a new racetrack, you know, we did have one race here before. We don't know how it's going to play out this time around, but excited to see how it all goes down here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And those times that I think the tire wear might still be very much like it was in the old Atlanta Motor Speedway. It might be set that way at least, because no one has found any speed in this last few minutes here, and it's looking pretty good for Colon as a big closing right there between Sam Medeo and Brad Stover. They had a run-in last weekend at Darlington. I'm sure, you know, they're not too happy with each other after what happened last week.
Message sent, perhaps? Watch your back? As here comes the 9 to the inside of the 88 there. That's Joey Hightower running in, let's see, what time does Hightower have at this particular
13th.
moment? 13th, okay.
Pretty solid time
And
there
going to
for
be starting
Hightower.
on that inside line, like I said before, which may be the best line to be in, particularly start of the race when everybody's so packed up together. You'd move through the field quicker on the inside. Sam Medeo's listed in the 29th position right now, 28.571. I'd be interested to see if Mr. Edge could maybe get up to the front here and score another win.
And I think the tire wear is really coming into effect now for a lot of these guys. There's your slowest driver, Will Parrish, and then the 10 of Ryan Arani also in the back of the field there. We'll have to see, you know, how much these guys actually cycle through in tomorrow's race. Like I said, a big unknown, really. I mean, I don't think you're not gonna see an exact pack race, but like I said, in testing, we were seeing a lot of spreading out, and you know, I think the guys who have the faster trucks are probably going to pull out and contend for the race win, and it could very well end up being a caution-free race as well. It'll be our first caution-free race of the season if it in fact works out that way. But Sebastian Colon right there, number 75. Still holds on to the fastest time here at Atlanta. And it looks like he's going to hold on to that fastest time and start on pole for tomorrow's 33-lap event.
There's a mammoth run on the inside there from the 44 of Juan Rodriguez going through the corners there on that inside. We'll see if that 44 might have a chance of taking away Sebastian Colon's pole time, or at least closing in on it. Does not look like, though, that's going to be the case, but a heck of an effort out of Juan Rodriguez, as we might have a couple of resets here on the clock, and then that will be the end of this qualifying session in Atlanta Motor Speedway.
So they're going to add about 30 more seconds left to the clock. And the number 75, Sebastian Colon. Still that fast driver. Same top 10 as what we mentioned 5 minutes ago. And I think right there you might be seeing the fresher tires come into effect. So, yeah, that's a telling sign that the grip on this track and the tire wear on this track, at least set in the I&I, is still very much how it used to be on the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, and that's going to make it very, very interesting. Tire management is going to be huge in tomorrow's race, and that's going to make this race a little bit different than your traditional super speedway race. It's going to be the difference between this and a Daytona race, I think. They're going to be allowed to spread out there as well. Kind of running out of things to talk about. Hey, you're in 11th. Great run there for Josh Williamson. number 56 machine. Got the 12 machine there up there as well. Owen Miles. Owen Miles actually was one of those drivers up front at Darlington last week. And he's going to be starting in the 12th position tomorrow in the Lilly Trucking 200. Sebastian Colon wins the pole, however, and our last winner, Ryan Kearn, will start alongside him. Allison Rain, Ethan Lewis, Chris Tejada, Noah Clifton, Evan Carlson, Igor Bretto, Memphis Fisher, Laura Chung. The top 10, take a look and see if there are any ties. There is one between Juan Rodriguez and Nicolas Samadillo. And I believe Samadillo holds that tiebreaker on Rodriguez in the point standings. I actually can't really tell because I don't have the entire points up here, and they're both so far behind that it's a bit hard to tell. But I do think Nicolas Samadillo holds it on Rodriguez. We'll see if there's anything else here that would suggest a necessary tiebreaker, and I don't believe there is. So Samadillo would start 25th ahead of Rodriguez. Other than that, everything else is lined up to how it should be. So, Josh, how do you think the race is going to go tomorrow? 33 laps. Do you think the winner's going to come from the top 5?
I would give it a definite maybe, because the way the ratings are, I feel like those who selected the higher intermediate track ratings it kind of shows here in this qualifying session. So that's not to say we couldn't see somebody from a little deeper in the field maybe get up there. Maybe someone just didn't have the setup right today, but it is certainly going to be interesting. Again, don't think it's going to be a pack race. I think they're going to spread out pretty well. Perhaps even with the old versions of Atlanta we used, it was still kind of a pack race. So it is certainly going to be different than anything we may have seen before from this racetrack. I'm interested to see how it goes. I think it's going to be quite an interesting and maybe even an exciting race.
It definitely will be, and you'll see it tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I got to get it done before Alabama plays, and I'm saying it next to a guy who lives in Texas. We might not be able to be friends this weekend.
Horns down.
Okay,
Horns down.
Never mind. We're on
it's
the same
okay.
page
I'm not
there.
even a Texas fan.
All right. I thought that was true. All right, so we're on the same page this weekend. Hey, enough talking football. Let's go ahead and get some more racing. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Honda in Chicago, and then, of course, tomorrow 11:30 a.m. for the Lilly Trucking 200 here in the Turkey Oil Truck Series. Congratulations to Sebastian Colon for winning here at Atlanta, for winning the pole, I should say. It's been a while since I've recorded a race. I'm a little off. And I will see you guys later.